Today on Unpacked, we're gonna get a little bit frustrated. Okay, all of these things on this table have something in common. And if you figured it out already, it's probably because you read the title of this video. So, well done, kudos. All of these packages have what's called child-resistant closures. They have been made challenging intentionally. Which is not typically what we try and do with opening packaging. But any product that is deemed as poisonous or hazardous, so think about things like cleaning products and chemicals, things like adult products, there's some cannabis stuff here, medicine, things like that. Anything that a child could get into and really do some damage has to uphold to certain child-resistant standards. And the design of these things is really challenging because on one hand, you have to make it hard for kids to open, but on the other hand, you have to make it easy enough for adults to open, especially certain products like medicines. You have to be thinking about like maybe arthritic adults or elderly, limited mobility. There's just all sorts of things you've got to think about. So making it hard to open while also making it easy to open. So how is this done? What are some of the things that are being done here? Well, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, CPSC, is who regulates this. And there's a couple of different standards that you go by, ASTMI, so whatever. But what's important is that essentially these products are thrown into a cage of monkeys, AKA 4-year-old kids, and they have to try and get them open. It's obviously a little bit more official than that. They've got like a couple of 5-minute periods and the kids are, 3.5 to 4.5 years old, boys and girls. They can use their teeth, which I love, but they basically have a few minutes to try and open it. Then the moderator shows them how to open it. And then they have a few more minutes, another 5 minutes to try and get it open themselves. And there's some different things for like, blister packaging, things like that, where maybe you're pushing a pill through. How hard is that to do? There are some other standards and tests that are done on child-resistant packaging, but mainly think about it as them throwing it into a cage of monkeys. And so the product has to be hard enough the kids can't open it by any means. They can't bang on it or chew it or, get into it like ravenous beasts. Even after being shown how to open it, they still can't get into it. So there's a lot of different methods for it, but they usually involve more than one direction or process of opening. So if you think about all the child-resistant packaging that you've used, it's either like push to open, squeeze to open. There's some, a lot of it is that, but there's just kind of multiple directions of having to do something. So, something like this, you've got to squeeze these two tabs in while you turn, and that kind of two directions, and there's a certain level of agility. There's, inside of here, we've done work in this space is like, you have to kind of squeeze and do things while you slide it. Here, you have to push down while you turn. Same in these guys here. But the overarching rule is usually a couple of directions that require a certain amount of dexterity. We may do something on some of this cannabis packaging, but we got really turned on to some of these things and some of the creativity involved in even some like pure paper packaging. We've actually done some design in this space, but like pure paper packaging, how do you make it hard to open? Super complicated and challenging projects. But that is really the overarching rule. You've got all these different types of packaging, from metal canisters, tins to flexible bags and pouches, all the way up to rigid bottles and boxes. And they all have to be challenging for 4-year-olds to open. So that's child-resistant closures in a nutshell. I think it's something that we take for granted, except for the ones that we're frustrated by. I tried to get this one open earlier, and it was beyond my abilities. But we usually only notice it when it's frustrating and not just how important it is in really the safety of kids. So if you've got some child-resistant packaging that you find particularly frustrating or particularly awesome, let us know in the comments below. And yeah, we'll see you on the next Unpacked.